So today we're going to be looking at the most widely known wrestling social media influencer, YouTuber. Also has a big Instagram following, Cayden Henschel, and his favorite move, the slide by, and how it evolved over the years. This is one of two videos I'm going to be doing on Cayden. This is the smaller video, and then I'm going to be doing another video that really encompasses all of his main offense and what I like so much about it, and how you guys can learn from it. But in today's video, we're going to be looking at just his slide by. Now I've done so many videos in the slide by, and you will notice a collection of all those videos in this one. So he likes to do the traditional slide by when you snake your arm through, and this is a great variation, especially the first variation to learn. But the thing with this one is it's a little bit limiting because typically you can only do it when your opponent has a collar tie, or even if it's not a collar tie, their hand has to be somewhere between your shoulder and your neck, right? And this puts a limit on it. Also, in my opinion, and I think you guys will agree with this, it's the most telegraphed version, right? A lot of people snake their arm through, and the only move you can do when you're just sitting here like this is the slide by, right? But he's really good at it. Always points his elbow to the ceiling. Always gets really good head separation. And this is one of his main moves, right? Along with his blast double that he's really good at. And he has other techniques as well that, again, I will go over in the next video I do on Cayden. And then here you have Sidakov doing the same thing. Has the best slide by in the world. Collar tie position, right? And then he's going to get his head away, snakes his arm through, hits the slide by. So I'm going to show a few more clips of Cayden and him doing this variation of the slide by that he likes so much. Now, there are three other variations of the slide by. You have the shrug by, that is pretty much has the same limitations as the slide by, as the traditional one. You're only doing that when they have a collar tie or some type of inside positioning between your shoulder and your neck. Now, hitting a slide by, a traditional slide by, when the opponent has, you can see hand on shoulder, has an inside tie, is possible. But the only person who I've seen do on a regular basis is Sir Sidakov, who's the #1 pound-for-pound wrestler in the world. It's a lot harder to do when they have an inside tie. And even then, it's pretty telegraphed. So Cayden actually does have one clip of him doing it when the opponent has an inside tie, and we're going to look at that before we get into his other how his slide by evolves. So in this video, in this screenshot, you see the opponent has an inside tie. But from right here, what other technique can Cayden possibly be doing? So that's why I say that this version of the slide by can be easily telegraphed, but he's able to hit it and score from this position. So like I was saying, three other versions of the slide by. You have the shrug by, then you have the elbow control slide by, and the overtie slide by. The overtie slide by is the least like the other three, but it's still considered a slide by variation. It's the least secure and the least safe by the slide bys, but it's also not very telegraphed. And the elbow control, but you're still only doing it when your opponent has a collar tie. So it still has that same limitation. It's less telegraphed, but you're only doing it when your opponent has a collar tie because you need an overtie, right? But the elbow control slide by, you can do it when they have a collar tie or an inside tie, and it's not very telegraphed because people have tricep control all the time. So here you see him hit a overtie slide by against a grounded opponent. He actually reacted to one of my videos a long time ago when my video titled "How to Make the Slide by 10 Times More Effective," where I talked about hitting the slide by any variation against opponent who are on one or both knees. It makes it so much easier. Before we continue with the rest of the video, I wanted to quickly plug Earn Your Gold Academy, the #1 tool in the world for learning and teaching wrestling, whether you're a parent, coach, or athlete yourself. Right now, you get access to all 10 of my courses, plus access to the Earn Your Gold community, where I have exclusive posts and videos. Just to give you a look into what made Earn Your Gold Academy so different is that when you click on these courses, you have me showing a move myself, like any instructional, but you also get videos of these techniques being used against and by the best wrestlers in the world. Also, underneath each section, you can always leave comments, questions, just in case you want anybody can answer, not just me. So I have 10 courses right now. I plan on adding 2 more in the future, a bottom course as well as a duck under course. You also get exclusive access to the Earn Your Gold community, where you can post in there. I'll post in there. I have exclusive videos. Everything is organized in there. I have grappling because I have so many jiu-jitsu guys who support the channel. Thank you for that. I'm going to have exclusive videos. Let's say you want to learn more about top wrestling. I have tags as well to keep everything nicely organized. You can see every single post I've made about top wrestling. So I hope you guys check that out. It's a one-time payment of $100. No monthly fee, no yearly subscription. I know you guys will enjoy it, and let's get back to the rest of the video. So here you see him doing the overtie, slide by, which he got really good at this past season. Next few clips, I'm going to show him hitting the overtie slide by. And this is cool because his other hand doesn't have to have a collar tie, right? Or any type of grip on that side when you're doing the overtie slide by, which is why it can be a little bit easier to avoid telegraphing. This match, he did the overtie slide by against this guy 3 times in one single match. Notice how the mechanics are the same. He's getting his head down. He's looking away. He's not trying to stay ear to ear, forehead to forehead. He's looking away. He's pivoting his feet. And he's making sure to follow through. This one, footwork on the follow through is so important because you don't have that collar tie on the opposite hand to keep them tight to you. You can overtie slide by somebody and they can easily circle away, which is why you see the overtie slide by paired with the foot sweep so often. But his elbow control slide by is something that he has developed that I believe is the best variation to slide by. If you're an avid watcher of the channel, you know how I feel about it. I've done multiple videos on Jax Forrest, who's really good at that as well. Michael Jordan, K. Brock. Watch this. So sometimes when you're watching live, it can be hard to tell which version was done. But going slowly, you see the opponent's hand, inside tie, and you can see Cayden's elbow looking away, feet pivoting, elbow to the ceiling. That's a necessity when you do a traditional slide by, a shrug by, or a elbow control slide by. Overtie slide by is a different mechanic when it comes to the grip. But you can see his hand on the tricep. Hand on the tricep, right? Not snaking inside. In this last match, you're going to see him put it all together in one singular match. So match starts, he hits a slide by. Right, his traditional slide by that he likes, that he's been doing since high school, that he did in the state finals. Again, he's going to do the same variation of the slide by. But then he's going to work in his elbow control slide bys that he just added to his game that are really, really good. So you can see that inside tie. His opponent has an inside tie, not between the shoulder and the neck. Elbow to the ceiling, looking away, feet pivoting, grip, tricep grip. And then he's going to do the same slide by, but against a grounded opponent after he attempts an attack. That's money. That's automatic right there. That's automatic every time. So you can see him get that outside tie, collar tie, opponent tries something. He's on both knees. There's no chance. He has no chance to defend that. Head separation, inside tie, and he's able to score from there. I wanted to post this after Cayden graduated, as well as into the off season. If you like the slot, if you don't like the slot by, I think it's a great move to learn, and it doesn't take that long to learn in my coaching experience and my personal experience. Also, if you already like the slot by, try the elbow control slot by. Try a different variation. It will only make your game a lot better. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.